Hey there, movie lovers. Welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. Today we're exploring the controversial 1968 film Vixen. Known for pushing boundaries with its provocative themes and daring storytelling, this movie caused quite a stir when it was released, challenging the norms of its time. But how much do you really know about what went on behind the scenes? So get comfortable and get ready for 20 things you never knew about Vixen. The concept for the film originated during one of Russ Meyer's famously unfiltered brainstorming sessions with his former army comrade Jim Ryan. While washing their laundry, the pair began discussing what kind of story could genuinely push boundaries. From that unlikely conversation emerged the idea of a film focused on an oversexed young wife living in the Canadian wilderness, happily married but constantly seeking new adventures. Meyer recognised in this premise a perfect mix of lust, satire and moral chaos. At 19, Erica Gavin worked as a topless dancer alongside fellow Russ Meyer stars Haji and Tura Satana at a club on Restaurant Row in Los Angeles called The Losers. While waiting in a dentist's office, she spotted an advertisement inviting women to audition for Meyer's new film. She auditioned, won the role, and it propelled her to stardom in low-budget independent cinema. Russ Meyer later described her as probably the most naturally sensual actress he had ever directed. Few movie debuts could be stranger or more memorable than Erica Gavin's first day on set. Her very first scene involved a trout, tucking it into her blouse and dancing provocatively with it. Meyer had written a rough outline, but much of what followed was improvised. Gavin threw herself into it completely, treating the fish as a co-star rather than a prop. She later laughed that it was the moment Meyer fell in love with her, professionally at least. The rustic lodge featured in the film actually belonged to Meyer's close friend Bud, a fellow army engineer from before World War II. Bud had no idea that his cabin would serve as the setting for one of the era's most controversial films. Vixen was the first film to receive an X rating from the Motion Picture Association of America for its adult content, granted by their newly established ratings board, the Classification and Rating Administration. When Vixen premiered, Erica Gavin proudly invited her grandparents, assuring them it was a nice travel film about Canada. They took their seats expecting scenic mountains and maple forests. What they got instead was Erica writhing topless in a bright yellow bikini. Mortified, her grandparents leapt from their seats and bolted for the exit before the first reel had even ended. Gavin later said they'd never moved so fast in their lives. Her mother never even watched the film, but her father, an actor who was blacklisted during the McCarthy era, did see it and praised her acting skills. Charles Keating, the financier later convicted of wire fraud, was outraged by the film's release. A self-styled vigilante, he used his considerable influence before his conviction to have the movie banned in Cincinnati, Ohio. A Cincinnati court ruled that Vixen was obscene and prohibited it from being shown in theaters across the state. Meyer appealed the decision all the way to the Supreme Court, but was denied a hearing. Apparently, the film remains banned in the city to this day. In Jacksonville, Florida, police shut down a theater after it had been showing Vixen for 5 weeks. Florida judges later ruled in Meyer's favor, declaring the state's censorship law unconstitutional. Producer David Friedman remarked that Meyer's actions and the battles he fought had granted the entire creative community, audiences of film, theatre and printed media alike, a freedom that had not existed in the country before. He noted that Meyer had fought to protect the First Amendment rights of every American. Meyer estimated that defending the film had cost him around $700,000 in legal fees, a substantial sum in the 1960s, but the struggles only heightened the film's profile and made it even more profitable. And it wasn't only Russ Meyer who had to defend his association with Vixen. Erica Gavin also found herself on the defensive during a televised interview on a local Chicago talk show. She was placed on stage alongside Betty Friedan, author of The Feminine Mystique and a key figure in sparking the second wave of American feminism. Friedan challenged her fiercely, questioning how she could portray women in such a manner and accusing her of undermining all women. Meyer often joked that he filmed outdoors simply to watch his actresses lie in the brambles and get their asses scratched, but beneath the humour lay a genuine respect for their resilience, particularly Erica Gavin. She approached the role of Vixen with complete dedication, enduring the harsh wilderness and physically demanding scenes that many Hollywood stars of the era would have declined. Meyer noted that she never complained, remained fully focused, and had a clear understanding of the boundary between titillation and performance. In a 1969 interview, Meyer explained that for this film he sought actresses who were ample up top, but not as exaggeratedly so as in his previous projects. He stated that the untapped market at the time was the female audience, noting that I, a Woman from 1965 had performed so well because women wanted to see it. He added that female viewers could not relate to actresses with excessively exaggerated figures, emphasizing that his actresses would now always be curvaceous, but never to an unreasonable degree. Erica Gavin revealed that Russ Meyer was very protective of the women, particularly during the nude scenes. She recalled that she was almost always wearing something, explaining that Meyer rarely filmed below the waist and did not particularly value the female form from that angle. He liked to shoot upwards. Meyer commented that the scene between Vixen and her brother was the finest of all, noting that she displayed an animalistic quality he had never achieved before. He praised the way she grunted, persevered, and delivered her lines, describing it as a truly remarkable performance. He said, "I've done a lot of jokey screwing, but there's something about Erica and her brother that was just remarkable. It really represents the way I like to do it." The film proved to be a major box office success. Meyer later attributed this to its frankness for the era and to Erica Gavin, whose appeal also resonated with female audiences, drawing them in large numbers. Made on a budget of approximately $70,000 to $75,000, the film went on to earn over $8 million at the box office. The film ran at a drive-in in Elgin, Illinois for 57 weeks, where renowned film critic Roger Ebert saw it and wrote a review for the Chicago Sun-Times, praising both Russ Meyer and Erica Gavin. He described it as the quintessential Russ Meyer film, noting that Meyer's skill in keeping his movies light and farcical softened the impact of the sex for audiences experiencing their first skinflick. Remarkably, Vixen also played in a Chicago cinema for 83 consecutive weeks, consistently drawing crowds eager to see what the excitement was about. Erica Gavin was asked whether appearing nude in films had an impact on her career. She explained that professionally it had little effect, but on a personal level it was more challenging. She recalled that at the premiere, seeing herself projected so large on the big screen led her to scrutinize her body critically, leaving her dissatisfied with her appearance. This intense self-criticism contributed to her developing severe anorexia, a condition that brought her close to death. Russ Meyer didn't just run his film sets, he commanded them like a military operation. On Vixen, cast and crew slept in tents, lugged their own gear through the wilderness, and cooked their meals together. Gavin recalled Meyer bellowing orders like a drill sergeant one moment and serving up steak and beans the next. Although Vixen is set in the remote, rugged wilderness of Canada's bush country, a setting that plays a crucial role in the story, especially in highlighting the American character Niles' attempts to dodge the draft, the film was, in reality, shot in Miranda, California. In a playful nod to his own work, Russ Meyer makes a brief cameo at the end of the film, appearing on screen as he strolls over the airfield with his arm around a young woman. Because of this film, an article in the Wall Street Journal brought Russ Meyer to the attention of executives at 20th Century Fox, leading Fox studio head David Brown to approach him. The studio, seeking a sequel to Jacqueline Susan's Valley of the Dolls, hired Meyer to direct Beyond the Valley of the Dolls in order to attract younger audiences. With a single signature, his budget soared from $70,000 to $1 million. Erica Gavin also reunited with Meyer for this film, taking on the role of Roxanne. And there you have it, folks. You now know a little bit more about Vixen. If you enjoyed the video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.